Many of you have been following the Justin Trudeau We Charity scandal, and there's so many different facets to this. But many of you guys know that I have a role in Parliament. I vice chair the Standing Committee on Industry, and I serve as the Shadow Minister for Industry. And part of that portfolio is looking at issues around data privacy. And so even though there are so many aspects to the We scandal that, certainly my colleagues Pierre and Poilievre are looking at, other people are looking at, there was one aspect that I was particularly interested in, and it related to data privacy. Now, many of you know that the Canada grant program, the student grant program that ostensibly We was supposed to be administering, this program that's at the center of this controversy, it actually had been set up, like there was a website that was set up and people were actually entering their data into it. So we looked into and we started to ask a lot of questions about that process. So we actually found out some stuff that was rather concerning. And this week, I wrote a letter in coordination with my colleague Michael Barrett, who sits on the Ethics Committee, to the Privacy Commissioner to ask him to look into some of our concerns. And I'm just going to read you excerpts of some of the news media coverage that we got this week on this issue. So there's a newspaper article that reads, "Conservatives ask watchdogs to investigate if We's student grant application portal breached privacy laws." Conservatives are asking the Privacy Commissioner to investigate if the online platform used by We Charity to process applications for the Canada Student Grant Program violated federal privacy laws by potentially storing data abroad. Get this. When Canadians sign up for taxpayer-funded programs, there's a reasonable assumption that their data is being kept within Canada and will be protected under Canadian privacy law, said myself and my colleague Michael Barrett. At issue for Conservatives is the website iwanttohelp.org, set up by We Charity to receive applications to the Canada Student Service Grant. According to a Toronto Sun report, US-based company Jazz HR operated the application portal for the program, which promised to pay eligible students between $1,000 and $5,000 for volunteer work done by the end of October. To apply for this grant, students had to provide the following: their full name, email address, phone number, address, date of birth, Canadian citizenship status, school status, and language of preference. According to the Toronto Sun report, the application's website terms of service warned that data submitted through the portal could both be sent to a third-party organization and be stored in servers outside of Canada, such as in the UK or the US. When this occurs, your information becomes subject to the laws of those jurisdictions, the website read, according to the report. For the Conservatives, me, that is in direct contradiction with the government's current IT strategic plan, which asks all federal departments and agencies to adopt the policy of storing sensitive or protected government data on servers in Canada. So to get to the bottom of this, we did write to the Federal Privacy Commissioner, who does have jurisdiction over these types of matters, to look into this, because again, this scandal is so multifaceted. There's the issue of potential conflict of interest, because we know that Justin Trudeau's family members, brother or mother, received hundreds of thousands of dollars from the umbrella of We entities, and we know that Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, Trudeau's wife herself, had received compensation for travel expenses and also hosted podcasts. We also know that Bill Morneau's family members, his daughters, had relationships with the We umbrella of entities, one working directly for them, and also I think one had some sort of promotion for her book or something like that. And we also know that Bill Morneau himself, and I believe his wife and one of his daughters, took travel with We as well. So there's all of these ethics issues with this, but it's bigger than that. I mean, this was a contract that was sole source. There were tens of millions of dollars that were to be allocated to this organization. And as we're peeling the onion layers back on it, we also understand that there are other concerns such as privacy. So, I share this with you today. Read the news article that I linked to at the top of the video description, share this video. And I just want to let you know that we as an opposition are looking into every aspect of it. And I think for me, it also underscores the fact that this is why we need Parliament to resume full functionality. The government has been spending hundreds of billions of dollars, unprecedented in the history of our country amount of money, without parliamentary oversight and scrutiny. And that's when stuff like this happens. This is why we as a party have been advocating for the return of full functionality of Parliament, something I strongly support. And anybody of any political stripe, regardless of how you vote, if you continue to vote Liberal, you should be cheering for the return of Parliament, because you shouldn't be taxed without having representative oversight of how the government is spending your money. So share this video, we're on top of it, and I'll come back to you with updates based on what the Privacy Commissioner says, and we'll continue to dig into these aspects. Working hard for you. Have a great day.